I agree with the thesis statement that Golding had said. The quotes from the Lord of the Flies that I had chosen supported the fact that when people are overcome with fear, they become irrational and start acting on impulse instead of logical reasoning. In The Lord of the Flies, when the boys start becoming overwhelmed with the overall island, they start to act irrationally. In this quote, Ralph stumbled, feeling not pain but panic, and the tribe, screaming out like the chief, began to advance. You can see how Ralph is struggling out of innocence, and all the tribe is doing is having no mercy and continuing on Ralph. Throughout the novel and other texts, there are multiple examples that show how Golding's thesis statement
I agree with Golding's thesis statement. In one quote from The Poison Tree, I was angry with my friend, I told my wrath did end. I was angry with my foe, I told it not, my wrath did grow. This thesis statement is proven. The author shows that when he was angry with his enemy, he did not want to confess his anger, and his hatred grew and got worse, making him want to do things that he shouldn't want to do, such as drastic measures such as killing. Similarly, the quote, "There's no time," a boy said. "There's gotta be a way," T said. "We've done a lot," Blackie said. No, we haven't. Somebody watch the front. We can't do any more. He may come in the back. From the short story The Destructors, shows how T, the leader of the group, wanted to continue destroying the house even though they would risk getting caught. When the other boys say there isn't enough time to finish, T insists that they stay to help out. Out of fear and peer pressure, the boys stay to finish the job even though it may have been a smarter move to leave.
Various instances throughout my life, in addition to reading the articles, The Destructors, The Poison Tree, and The Lord of the Flies, have led me to agree with our thesis. When people are overcome with fear, they become irrational and act on impulse instead of logical reasoning. Golding clearly demonstrates how true this can be throughout his book, The Lord of the Flies. He writes, "The breaking of the conch and the deaths of Piggy and Simon lay over the island like a vapor. These painted savages would go further." Throughout this whole book, the boys have been living in a constant state of fear. All of them fantasize of being home again. Ralph sees his home in his dreams, and Piggy speaks of his aunt non-stop just to keep the memories alive. However, they choose not to confide in each other for fear of being seen as weak or childish. As a result, the fear grew until it reached insanity, similar to the events in The Poison Tree. In the end, both Piggy and Simon end up passing away due to the fear of themselves and the others getting way too far out of hand. Thankfully, I have never personally known anyone die as a result of built-up fear, as is demonstrated through the drastic measures taken by the boys in Lord of the Flies and the unfortunate events featured on the news daily. In my own family, we often panic and need to be reasoned with in order to prevent ourselves from making irrational decisions.
By Golding, in many situations, people become too overcome by fear and not logically think before acting. This is evident in the world, both large and small scale. For instance, in one of the articles that I read, students could sign up for an SAT prep course, but it says when they believe that the other students will find out about their choice, the sign-up goes down. These students then think about their choice due to the fear. Irrational choices are also found all over the world. For example, in the article Goodness and Power, it says how once there's a hint of scandal of any kind, the political world goes into a maximum frenzy and everything stops. People can't see what they should do when they are filled with fear.